Tell me this shit.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bowling Night Podcast. We're very excited to have you guys here, and I would imagine there's probably a couple of other people here that haven't ever actually watched the show, so we're greatly appreciative of it. As you guys know, hopefully. Dude,
After that last episode.
Well, that last episode, I titled it Are You Garbage? Because we predominantly talked about Are You Garbage in the last episode. And that's all we're doing from now on, dude. All we're doing is titling.
Knocking off podcasts.
Yeah. We're just going to keep claiming Are You Garbage on every single episode because it got a lot more views than usual. And then there was one dickhead in the comments that was like, why is this titled Are You Garbage? And I'm like, because we fucking talked about Are You Garbage pretty much the whole fucking episode.
I feel like that is the most fair instance to title it Are You Garbage? Because we're talking about you going on. Which, like, if you weren't going on, and then it's like,
if we just
whatever.
talked about them, it would be a little bit different, I feel like.
But it's a completely different situation.
That's what I think I even said that in the comment. I was like,
hater.
We talked about me winning their contest for most of the episode, and then I actually just got back from filming with them on Monday. Dickhead, fucking eat my ass. Like,
Here's a picture with them.
Yeah. I'm like commenting the pictures back at him. I'm like, they said they like me more than you.
They said I'm cool. You haven't even met them.
So, yeah, man, we have had a crazy couple of days. I got married. I'm a married man now. We've got all of the wedding shit to talk about. We've got all of the New York Are You Garbage shit to talk about. Where should we start, Colby?
I want to start with, I was there for the wedding. I want to know about Are You Garbage? I've been waiting.
Let's get to the...
I saw the Snapchat Abby sent of like, you guys are sitting there about to start and you're like fucking around with your water bottle or whatever talking. And I was just like, I fucking be there. And then I was like, I was starting to text you and I was like, I'm going to wait until after. And then I was like, nope, I'm going to wait till the podcast. And then I had to wait, a week?
Yeah. Well,
Almost.
It's probably been about a week because today is Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
My days are completely thrown off because of the last the last week and a half. But yeah, we recorded on Monday, so it's pretty much been a week. It's been like 5 days.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough for sure. I don't know why I'm being such a stickler about that. No, actually, it was 5 days, 2 hours, 32 seconds. Like,
all right, Grace. Gotta be specific.
That's a girl thing, I think, dude. I love the ladies. I love my brand new wife, but she does that shit all the time, dude.
My brand new wife. How long can you say that for? Like a year?
I don't know.
Like marriage terms, I feel like 2 years is like still fresh.
They painted all over our cars. Did you see it? How it says like just married and shit, like Abby's family did, which was super sweet of them, you know. And so it's on both of our cars. And so many people, you know, they honk, they do the whole shebang. I'm like, yeah, dude, I love attention.
I love attention.
But we went to the beach and there was like at least 4 or 5 people that were like, oh, you guys just got married? Oh shit.
We're going to lose our lighting.
Yeah, we're about to lose the whole setup, dude. I feel like we've been having a lot of power flickers like that lately, dude. The compound's going down.
The generator's overworked.
Yeah, dude, they're shutting us down. They don't want us to make it. No, but there's so many people that came up to us and they're like, oh yeah, my second marriage, we came out to the beach for our honeymoon. I'm like, stop saying that. I'm like, I'm hoping that this is the one and only time, dude. Like, stop fucking putting that in my head.
So funny.
Okay. So yeah, I won the contest. We got married. Literally the next day, we fly out, right? And so we had to get up at about 6 o'clock in the morning after the wedding.
Which is crazy because I left here not too late. It was still kind of early for that.
Yeah, what time did you leave? Because you weren't the last one here. I closed that bitch down. I was singing karaoke to 2 people.
Me, Corey, all of them kind of left at the same time. I think that was like 11.
Yeah.
Tanner left earlier.
Yeah. And he left his fucking expensive blazer here.
And his glasses.
Dude, one of my family members, I guarantee you, stole those sunglasses. They were like, pair of Oakleys?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, those are mine now.
They're my fishing ones.
You don't care if those ones fall to the bottom of the lake.
I didn't buy them.
No, yeah, so we got up at like 6 a.m. I wake my dad up. My dad is definitely hungover.
Yeah.
And I'm like, And he comes out and he's like, because we didn't go to bed until like, I don't know, probably like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was having a good time. But we'll get into the wedding. That'll be at the end of the podcast or something, or towards the end. And I don't want to make this whole episode like the last one where I felt like all I did was talk. I felt bad, dude.
I've got things this time.
Okay. Well, even editing it, I was like, damn, dude, I really fucking hogged the mic that episode, I feel like.
That episode, though, like, this will happen sometimes, and that was one of them where, like, I'm more of a spectator, because I don't, like, this is one of my notes, so I won't go into it too deep, because I can go for a while, but, like, I'm kind of a spectator sometimes, where, like, I like to just watch what's happening, and watch it play out, and, I get, like, enjoyment from that, but then if I have to, like, be a part of it, I can't, like, watch it in its entirety. So then I'm missing other things that are happening.
I think I know what you mean there.
Yeah, so I just I'm like a fly on the wall, and then I'm like, oh yeah, wait, I'm in this thing. Oh shit, that's right.
Wait, I have a microphone too.
I'm supposed to be entertaining.
Well, you laughed, so that's all that really matters. Like during the last episode, I mean, we had you going, so that's all that we're shooting for. But I think I know what you mean. I mean, I don't, because like I said, I talked the whole fucking episode, so clearly not a spectator. But yeah, so we get up and I'm like, okay, Dad, let's go, and he comes like stumbling out and I'm like, all right, I'm going to drive to the airport. And so I drive me and Abby down. We get out and I'm like, Dad, you might want to go sleep it off in the parking lot next door or something for a little while. He made it home. So we get on the airplane. There's like, I don't know what's going on because I don't have most of the information because the Are You Garbage guys booked everything for us. So like,
that's all of it, why the name thing. Okay.
Yeah. All of it was done on their end, so I don't have access to anything. So I just kind of show up to the airport and I'm like, well, I have an Expedia confirmation number, which is not going to get you a boarding pass, Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, dude. And I'm kind of like, still weeble wobbling around a little bit too. And I'm like looking down at my phone, wiping the crust out of my eyes. And I'm like, oh shit, I got a text message from Alaska Airlines. Okay, nice, dude. Here we go. So I get the boarding pass. Me and Abby, we make it through TSA. They're pain in the ass as always. We get through TSA. We get on the plane and we start our 4.5 hour flight out to Newark, New Jersey, and so,
New York, New Jersey?
No, it's literally called... It's funny because I was telling them, I was like, dude, everybody was calling me Mr. Hollywood even though I was going out to New York. I didn't know this for the longest time either, so I'm not like ashamed of you right now. But okay. I mean, just a little bit. But it's Newark. It's Newark. Newark, New Jersey.
Huh.
And it's about an hour away from New York. 40 minutes with good traffic, but we landed at like 5 o'clock, so bad traffic. So yeah, pretty much. So we land in Newark, New Jersey.
That's just confusing. They gotta stop this shit.
I know.
New England, fuck off. It's not even its own place. It's like in 3 states or something.
I know. Fucking East Coast.
That East Coast colonial bullshit. These fucking idiot ass settlers.
Goddamn pilgrims fucking ruined my geography quiz in high school.
Goddamn pilgrims.
Goddamn pilgrims.
All right, so 4.5 hours, land in Newark.
We land in Newark, New Jersey, and we fucking get off the plane. We get taxi from the airport to the hotel. It is $120 for this taxi ride because of the length and the other dumbass thing. I like the East Coast. I really do. There's so many things though that I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing over here?
Tolls?
It was like $22 worth of tolls to get from the airport to the hotel.
So I guess that is because they don't have income tax in New York, right?
Is that what it is?
I think they don't have income tax.
I definitely
same
think
with
that
Washington, they don't have income tax, and they got a fuck ton of tolls.
I think they have a lot of income tax because isn't that why everyone moved from LA and New York to Austin?
That's why they moved from LA. New York was still expensive. I'm pretty sure that they also don't have income tax.
Either way,
I don't know.
They've got a bunch of fucking tolls. I know that. So we like make it to the hotel.
They might not have state tax. Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, they have sales tax. I know that because every fucking thing that you buy, you're like, oh, okay, $16 for a beer. That makes sense. And then it's like, oh no, it's actually 21. And you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is all fake. It was well worth it though, and like we balled out. We had all that honeymoon money.
There you go.
So we get there, we land at the hotel, we walk in, same deal though. I have no confirmation. They're like, "What's the name under?" Jason Singer? Nope, it's not. Kevin Ryan? No, it's not under that. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are we gonna do? And I'm like, I'm just in New York. You know what I mean? I have like
in New York, giving them a bunch of names. They're like, dude, how do you not know what name it's under? Are you a fucking like? How many identities do you got?
Well, I finally just explained to the guy. I'm like, look, man, this is a weird story. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I won the Are You Garbage contest. Do you know Are You Garbage? No. Okay, cool. That helps a lot. So they flew us out here. I don't really have a lot of this information. Here's my Expedia number. Somehow the guy I think the guy just fucking felt bad at some point in time and just give us a room. Like, whatever, dude. Apparently the guy paid for it. So we finally make it into the room. We get up there and I'm like, looking out the window. I feel like big city. I feel like fucking Annie or whatever, dude. I feel like big city kid. I'm like in the big city now. I feel in big time.
Annie is the wildest reference. There's so many people you could. I feel like Annie.
I've never
the little black girl.
Okay. For the record, I think that's a new rendition of that movie.
She wasn't always black.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a little. Watched it before. I think it's a Little Mermaid situation.
Okay, well, I only ever heard that like Jay-Z's song was in there or whatever.
Did you see that was literally on our wall? On the wall in the hotel room, they had a poster of Empire State of Mind.
Yeah, like, I was gonna say that. I did
remember
seeing that like on something. I wasn't sure if it was in group chat or what, but yeah. So I was like, yeah, Jay-Z, Annie makes sense. She's always been black. I thought. Apparently not.
Oh, that's funny.
White again.
That. Mawa. Make Annie white again.
Annie white again. Yeah. Mawa. I'm put that in my bio.
I've never even seen Annie either. So like I don't even know why. I just think that she's it. Well, apparently.
I don't remember it, but I remember she like lost a balloon in a street or something.
I think that's it.
Okay, maybe it was a stuffed animal.
Pulls into the fucking into the sewer. Is that what you're talking about?
No. I think she loses a stuffed animal in the street, and then she's like almost grabs it or something. Whatever. Anyways.
So we get there. It's like kind of late. It's like 7:00. We are fucking dog tired. You know what I mean? And now we're like
tired. I haven't heard that.
You've never heard that?
No.
And we're just like in the hotel and we're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, guys, I mean, we are so tired. We slept on the plane, but not nearly enough.
Yeah, and it's never like a good sleep. It's just a sleep to get through the flight.
Your neck's crinked like this. Yeah. Fucking everything hurts.
You wake up worse off, but at least it made the flight go like that.
Exactly. Well, on the way there, it wasn't so bad. It was 4 hours. It was like 4.5 hours. On the way back, it was 6.
You had to stop somewhere?
No, because it's just the wind.
Oh,
because you're flying like against the wind. Yeah. I think at least. I'm
pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm not an aviation guy.
I've heard shit like that before. Like even if you're flying on the East Coast, but like down south, they'll still go up to get in that wind.
Oh,
there's
really?
a wind that goes across the like more northern part of the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know where I learned that, but I do remember knowing that.
And so hey, knock it off. That's a nice chair. Kitty, no, declaw.
Declaw. Just like poke them on the head.
It's not a dog. You can't
like
flick her on the nose.
No, you poke them like right here, like in Avatar, and you just take their clawing power. So you can't claw anymore.
Yeah, you can claw that thing. This thing's a piece of shit. I like that chair though. So we get there, and I'm like, well, what are we gonna do for the first night? You know, and so we had to go do the most New York thing that we could, which is go and get pizza. You know, so we went up to this place. We got some pizza, dude. It was super cool. Good pizza. Did the fucking fold, trying to fit in. You know, like that was the other thing. We got there and we went and bought weed. We just like asked the guy, we're like, is the weed here? Because it's legal now.
I was just like, wait a minute. Last I remember, it wasn't legal. So what? Like, hey, dude, first black guy you see on the corner, you're like, hey.
Brudda.
Brudda man.
I will say that happened in Times Square, separate night. Like, he walks up to us and he's just like, he's on the phone and he's like talking like 6 inches away from us. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Because he just like walked right up to us and he goes, smoke, and I was like, what? And I like turned around and he's like, I'm asking if you want to buy weed, man. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need your fucking weird ass weed out of the bag,
That happened to me in Texas. And
Really?
they do it in a way where like if you're from that area, like what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, they're trying to see if I want weed. But when you're not, you just stand there looking like the fucking lamest dweeb ever.
I know.
And you're like, huh? I thought the dude was asking me if I had weed. And it was like 6 black dudes and a Hellcat, and I'm not joking. And I was like, nah, like I don't got any. And he was like, I know. Do you want weed? And I was like, oh, I mean, I think I got cat. Yeah, here's a 20.
Did you buy their weed?
Yeah. I went back to the hotel and fucking blew it out the window.
None of our hotel windows opened.
They had like the cracked ones. Like you could spin it and it opens like that much on the bottom, so you can't kill yourself.
Window. Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's 2 stories.
Oh, well, we were like 26 high. So
yeah,
like,
they're like, no, you can break that opening window. We're not chancing it.
Yeah. So yeah, we got the pizza and I'm kind of stoned. And to be quite honest with you, I'm just all over the place. Like, because I'm high and I'm trying to be nice in New York and you're not supposed to be nice in New York. So I'm like, hey man, you want a chair? Like, I'm like, because we were sitting at like a 4-person table. And I'm assuming that guy wasn't from New York either. Cause he's like, yeah, man, thank you so much. Like, this is so nice of you. I think he was probably doing the same thing. Like, man, people are nice over here. Like, what the hell? And we're
I met the nicest guy in New York. How did they don't know what they're talking about?
Yeah, they all say they're mean, dude, but we're just both tourists. I spill my Diet Pepsi all over the fucking pizzeria place, and I'm like down on the floor cleaning it up. And like finally the guy behind the table is like, or behind the counter is like, dude, it's fine, I got it. Like, don't worry about it. Like, just leave it there. Like, we'll just let people have sticky shoes now. And we're like, eat our pizza.
Big city, bigger problems.
Exactly. We eat our pizza. It's really good. We're finishing up. Abby knocks over her drink onto the floor too.
No fucking way.
And we both just start dying. We're like, oh my God, dude. Like, so then we just like kind of went back to the hotel, actually like just hung out, watched a movie and fell asleep. So it was kind of a boring first night, but it was much needed because we were so tired. Dude.
Yeah.
We were out of it. So we wake up the next morning. Abby wants to go shopping right down the road. So we like walk down like a couple of blocks, go to this store that she wanted to go to. So we go there for a little bit. And then we come back to the hotel and we get ready because that is the day that we're recording the podcast. So we get there and
what time was it?
I think it was at 2:00 in the afternoon. And I shouldn't like give away too many details. Like I specifically I made that joke on the show. I was like, I'm giving out your address. I was like, I got Kippy's phone number now, dude, and he was like, I was drunk when I gave that to you. But so like we get to this building and I mean, it's like literally, and I think I can say this cause this is undescript enough, but it's like right in between like a bodega and a fucking like I Heart New York gift shop,
plenty of those.
Yeah, there's plenty of those. So it doesn't really matter, and it's this tiny little building, and it's very narrow here. And you like walk in and there's just one old Asian dude sitting in like this kind of like, I'm not hating on the guys, dude, and I hope that nobody takes it offensively, but it's a kind of a crusty building when you walk in, and there's just one old Asian dude, and he's just like sitting there, and he's like, hello, and I'm like, hi, and I like look at the thing, okay, I know what floor I'm going to. We get in this elevator, one of the oldest elevators I think I've ever been in. Like, they've redone it, but it was clearly like from like the 20s, and we get in this thing, we go up like a bunch of floors, we walk in, and literally as we walk in, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, immediately I'm like, this just hurts my feelings that these guys have this. I mean, like, they're way better than us, so they deserve it. Like, we don't deserve that yet. But compared to what we do for the podcast, I was like, oh my God, dude. I was like, are you kidding? And I like walk in and they're like having a board meeting. They're like all three of like Kevin and Foley and new guy Luke, they're all like sitting there like in their office and they're like discussing stuff, you know, going about it. And they got decorations just fucking everywhere. And I'm like, dude, this is so fucking cool. And it feels completely unreal. And I'm just holding that skateboard that I painted up, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, okay, well, I got to wear a garbage outfit, you know? And so, I mean, it's not that garbage because I wear it kind of often, but what were you going to say?
Did you wear Speed Racing Jason or any merch at all?
I was going to wear a bowling night hoodie, but it was hot, so I couldn't wear it. I should have
I kind of figured. Grace and I were talking about it, and she's like, "Do you think?" And I was like, "Abso-fucking-lutely. It's Jason."
I know. Wear my own merch.
Yeah, I was like, "There's no way.
Somebody's got to wear it.
Someone's got to."
So I like show up, you know, and I finally like, I was wearing like my Fast and the Furious t-shirt, that one, you know, and like just a pair of jeans.
Too Fast, Too Furious?
Too Fast, Too Furious. And so we like go in and I finally like walk around, you know, and they're like, "Hey, it's him." And I'm like, dude, I'm a big shot, dude. I'm big shot over here. Just feeling so fucking cool. We chop it up with them for a minute. And of course they like smoke a lot of cigs. So they're like,
They smoke in there?
Yeah. They
That's
go,
nice.
"Well, you can't smoke in there," but we got to do the most New York shit ever. We went out on the fire escape and got to smoke cigs out there. And I was like, hell yeah,
That's
dude.
pretty
Like,
cool.
you know, it was pretty cool.
All those little things like that would just fucking trip me out. Just like, oh, dude, you see this in every New York movie.
I know.
Doing it.
You're just sitting out on the fire escape.
It's like stupid, but it's cool at the same time. You're like, I'm doing it.
That's the way I felt, dude. I wasn't even smoking cigs. I was popping zins on the fire escape, dude, relaxing.
I was popping zins on the fire. Gotta go out, you know?
So we like chop it up with them for like 5-10 minutes. Like I was telling you, they're like, wait, save it. Because like, that's what we do too, where it's like, oh dude, we got to wait until the camera's recording, you know? So then we go in, sit down at their table, and I'm now looking at 8 cameras.
I saw that shit.
I'm like looking and I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I literally just like looked over at him and I'm like, this is nothing like our podcast. Like, I was like, ours has one camera and it does the shit where it turns off every 30 minutes, which it's probably about to here in just a second. And so then we got to restart, you know, like fucking technical difficulty. Sorry, you know, my numbers are not true to roof, you know, like we're not doing as good as you guys. But so I like sit down and I'm like, man, dude, I'm kind of nervous, you know, like, and I was like, I said something and I was like, yeah, we're usually just cracking beers on our podcast. And they're like, you want a beer? And I'm like, hell fucking yeah, I want a beer, dude. Like, cause I'm super nervous. So then I'm drinking the beer or whatever. And about 10-15 minutes into the podcast, like the headphones kind of started cutting out and it was like fucking me up because it was like, they just fully shut off. And so like we kind of took like a quick break. I was like, well, while we're on break, can I get another beer? So they bring me like 3 beers. You know?
That's dangerous,
I
dude.
know. So that's where part of my problem is I'm like, I drank the 3 beers, obviously. Well,
Dude, I'd be nervous doing the same thing. Be like, yeah, I'll take a beer. And then like drink it too quickly.
Yep.
And then they're like, here's another. And I'm like nervously sipping it. And next thing I know, I'm like, oh, I'm spinning. I'm going to ruin this podcast. I just wasted my moment.
I kept feeling like that. Like once it was over and then like I was just so in my head like, oh fuck, man. Like I don't think it was as good as I thought it was going to be, you know? And it flew by. Like all of a sudden
How long was it?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I mean, they usually do an hour episode. Almost every episode is about an hour. And so I would imagine that we must have like, and I think like, I mean, so at the very end of it, they did say that. They were like, dude, thank God, like we got you, you know, like we were really nervous. We were going to get like a weirdo or something, like somebody that wouldn't talk. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they are trying to like ask a shit ton of questions and it's just like bland answers that don't go anywhere. So they're like, all right, I'll throw out another topic question.
Where I was like, dude, I'm trying to fit my whole fucking life story in about
You're like,
50
I'll
minutes.
Run it. You don't got to talk, actually.
Well, my list, I made that list. List went completely out the window. I got a couple of them in there, but like, I didn't even really get to, because they had all of these questions kind of organized, you know, and like, but yeah, man,
they have board meetings, dude. They had that shit down.
Exactly. So like, they said like, "Oh man, it was great. Like, thank you," you know, and like they were really stoked on it. I was super stoked on it. I'm like, "Can I get another beer for the road?" You know. And so,
They're like, he is garbage. Is his definition. Can I get another beer for the road?
well, because they're kicking me out. I'm like, gotta ask, you know. So they give me another beer. Foley does. He like cracks another beer for me, and he's like, "I don't want you to get popped with that thing on the side of the road." He just gives me a tumbler. He just like pours it in a tumbler, and he's like, "Here, take this," you know. And I was like, "Fuck yes," and like. They said it was really good, but the second I got back to the hotel, I was like, "Yep, I just bombed. I fucking sucked, man. I hated the whole thing. I hated everything about it. Like, I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have said that. Not that I hated the experience. I loved the experience, but like immediately, I'm just like
beating yourself up. You're like, I could have done better.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have done that.
Exactly. And I'm just racking my brain, and I'm like, oh my god, dude. So that's all I could think about, like the rest of the day, you know. And me and Abby, we went and saw like Central Park, you know, did a bunch of and while we were there, they're like, "Do you guys have any plans for dinner tonight?" And I'm like, "No," you know. And they're like, "All right, here's $200. You go to Gallagher's. We just made you a reservation," which is like the super fancy steakhouse there. Dude, it was so fucking good. They have like all the meat like dry aging out front, you know, like,
shit.
dude, I felt like I felt so big time, you know what I mean? Like, and so they like hand me the money, you know. I'm like, dude, thank you guys so much. You guys are literally the fucking best. Like, I cannot believe that like all of this has happened. So me and Abby, we go to Gallagher's and we continue getting drunk. So their drinks there
You're 5 deep?
I'm probably like 4 or 5 because I think I drank the first Bud Light and then they brought out 3 beers. And I drank 2 of them, and I kept trying to get them to drink with me, and like they're like, "No, like we can't drink or whatever." And finally, like when we had all of them open, Kevin was just holding a beer, and he's like, "I'm not just gonna hold a fucking open beer." And so then he like starts drinking with me on the show. So like yes, dude, that's exactly what I was hoping for.
Fucking got you to break your rule.
Exactly, rule breaker.
It means I'm special.
And so we go over to Gallagher's. We get like the most delicious fucking porterhouse steak I've ever eaten, dude. It was so good. And like, they're so legit there. I mean, everybody has like white tablecloth, like napkins, you know, like on their laps and shit. And then meanwhile, Abby looks fucking stunning because of course she's like, "I got to do all of this to go out like to the show. Like, I want to make sure I like look good for you." I'm like, shut up. Like, I appreciate it, but no, it's fine.
No, it's all for you and the movie that's in your head.
Yeah, exactly. And so
don't worry about me.
we like, Abby like is wearing like the nicest dress. She looks all good. Here I come. Oh, like I said, we got technical difficulties around here. I'm hoping that all of you garbage listeners are maybe going to subscribe to the Patreon and get us a couple more cameras. You just crunch your nuts.
No, I fucking was clapping and I like cracked my pelvis or like popped it like a knuckle
or whatever.
Yeah, in the middle. I've never had that happen. That was the weirdest fucking feeling.
That is so weird.
I felt like my balls just popped. It was a little painful, but more shocking. I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, so we're like sitting there at the steakhouse. I'm wearing my Fast and the Furious shirt, like to like this like old school New York. I mean, like everybody, they're like come over, they like fill up your water every 6 seconds. The meat comes out, it's all pre-cut, you know, like I mean, just like super classy. And here I come, just like already kind of drunk in a Fast and the Furious shirt, like, "What up, dude? This is paid for by somebody else." Like, I look like real like influencer shit. Because, like, clearly I didn't belong in that restaurant, but I'm there for some reason.
Yeah, you like shot a little 5-minute promo video for the owner, so they give you like a bunch of free dinners. You get to go on their yacht or something. They're like, "Who the fuck's this guy?"
Exactly. And so we're like in there, we're about ready to leave, and I'm like, "Well, I got to steal something," you know. I was like, "I need a souvenir," so I took like one of the tablecloths that has like the G embroidered onto it, you know, like stuffed it in my pocket. True trash behavior right there, like
big old glass.
I was gonna steal the steak knives, but I was like, dude, I don't think I'm getting them.
That's dangerous.
I know.
Where are you putting those?
Well, I probably would have just slipped them in Abby's purse and been like, "Don't say nothing." So yeah, we go to Gallagher's. Abby has a friend that lives in New York now, like from elementary school. And so she's like, she texted him, you know, and she's like, do you want to meet up? Me and my husband are in New York or whatever. So he goes and takes us to the Chelsea Hotel, which is another like super fancy hotel there. And we go up there, we get another round of drinks. So now I'm like 6 or 7 drinks in, and we drink up there or whatever, we're talking, and he's like, wait, you guys are on your honeymoon right now? Like, I thought you guys were just like, I've been married, and all of this shit. And
he's like, now I'm a part of your honeymoon?
Yeah, exactly. And he lives there. So like, it's his life, so he has to go to work the next day, and we're like, well, let's go. He's like, let's go to this other place. Like, we'll get you some, like, cause the drinks at that hotel were $25 a pop. Same thing at Gallagher's. It was like $30 for a drink. But I will say it was like 90% alcohol and like 10. So, I mean, you're getting your money's worth.
Good.
Yeah, they pour them good.
It's not some Vegas shit.
No. And so we like leave there and then we end up going to this barcade thing, like right down the road.
Barcade.
Have you ever been to a barcade?
I have not. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, dude, it's one of my favorite things. And it's a good place because Abby really likes video games, but doesn't really like drinking.
You really like drinking.
And I really like drinking. Exactly. Speaking of which, I'm about ready to crack the course. Yeah, so we go over to this barcade, and like I said, this guy's got to go to work the next day. So he's like, yeah, I'll have another beer with you guys or whatever. I get him to stay. We drink like 5 more fucking beers. That's when that video got sent in the group chat where I'm literally just like leaning in every direction.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell Abby, I'm like, Abby starts filming me, and I'm like, that's just rude.
That's just rude. You get me in my weak moment.
And so the Are You Garbage guys give us free tickets to their show the following day at the Gramercy Theater. And like Ari Shaffir was there, Mark Norman.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
Like Big J Okerson was there.
I like him.
Yeah. And so we go over to the show. And we did more shit during the day, like we roamed around New York. We went back up to Central Park, I think. I
really did not know that New York had animals. Like even a raccoon. Like
that raccoon kind of got me.
Other than like upstate New York, obviously they got shit. But like the main parts in New York that are actually like important.
Yeah.
I was like, they've got rats and birds.
Yep, pretty much.
Raccoon was weird, but I've kind of forgot about Central Park. Like, they at least got to have squirrels and maybe skunks. That'd be weird to see a skunk in New York. Like, to me, it's like, no, I've seen that place in the movies. Animals don't exist there.
Right? Well, that's kind of what I thought. But Central Park is 870 acres or something. It's huge.
Yeah, because like you see it on maps and stuff, and like you'd see it on like in movies and shows, like whatever. And then when I actually saw like somebody put it in on like an Instagram thing, put it in perspective of they put Central Park over something else, and I don't remember what it was, but I was like, oh shit. Like that is a fucking forest inside New York.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, oh, this dinky little park. They're like, oh, Central Park. It's like, oh, it's not really a park. It's not really like a forest. No, that's a fucking...
I kind of did too. And they have a zoo in there.
Yeah. I also didn't know that the, like, Central Park Zoo...
It's Madagascar.
Yeah. You were sending the video of the lion. I was like, he's not even dancing. He's fucking gay.
No, I was sending videos of the sea lions. There wasn't a lion. There wasn't a lion. There wasn't a hippo.
A bear?
Oh, yeah, it probably was a bear. There wasn't a lion. There wasn't a hippo. There wasn't any of the Madagascar animals. And I told Abby the penguins must have let them out last night. I was like, smile away, boys. Smile away.
I for sure thought that was a lion.
No,
it was a big something furry.
Yeah,
I thought it was its mane.
Yeah, it must have been the bears because there was like 3 bears in there. So then we go to the live show, and as I'm like standing in line, here comes new guy Luke, which is their producer, and I like dap him up, and he's like, "Oh shit, like I'm glad you guys are here or whatever, and like I talked to him for a second, and I was like, I'm kind of nervous about the episode. I was like, was it bad? And he's like, no, dude, it was like so good, and I'm like, he's lying to me, like
you're like, I'm not gonna believe anything, but I'm gonna keep asking you.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's like, no, dude, it was really good, and I was like, this is where I got a little greedy. I was like, I mean, what are we doing after the show? Like, we're hanging out, right? Like, he's like, yeah, let me check with them, but like, I'm sure we'll probably be doing something. And I'm like, yes, because I'm like, weasel our way in there. Like, hello, Mr. Norman. Nice to meet you. Hello, Mr. Shafir. Mr. Okerson. Nice to meet you.
Go up to Ari, pull your pants down. Nice to meet you.
Pretty much.
You want to shake cocks?
We can cross streams tonight if you want.
Wait, Jews get circumcised or they don't?
They do, but they do it at like 13 at their bat mitzvah, right?
I don't know.
Or bar mitzvah. I think a bat mitzvah is the ladies.
I'd be trying to party that night, but you got your fucking dick in a bandage.
True. Speaking of that, I did actually get to see like my first like couple real Hasidic Jewish people, like in the suit. You know,
scary? Dude, they run the world. They're scary. Did you shiver? Shimber in your timbers or whatever it is?
No, just kidding. They're listening.
I went up and cut their hair.
No, but yeah, I got a little greedy because then I like texted Kevin again too. Like after the show, I was like, "Are we getting beers tonight?"
He's like, "Why did I give this guy my number?"
No response, and I'm like, "Okay." I was like, I figured that was a little over the top, but I was like, "Dude, you gotta ask." Like,
you got to. Like, if you're that close, they'll remember the great podcast. So annoy them a little bit, and maybe it'll pay off.
See, and what I'm really, really hoping is that this is again me just being greedy. I'm really, really hoping every person that watches that episode is like, we need this guy for a part 2. You know? Because I would pay for the flight out there. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Like,
I'll tell everything. You're like, just have me on.
Please, like over and over again. Like, let's make this a reoccurring character.
I've got a lot of dreams, so I want to be on yours. Keep having me.
I was like, I already started messaging other comedians that are like coming to town, and I'm like, will you please come be on our podcast? We're not very big. We're starting to get a little bit of steam, a little bit of traction. I was just on Are You Garbage? I think they'll vouch that I'm not a complete lunatic. Like,
I'm not a lunatic or a lame.
I'm not lame. I'm not going to be weird. And I promise that I'm not going to like dox you or do something weird.
Lil Duval's coming to Portland.
Is he?
And I really want to go see him. And
you want to ask him to be on the pod?
I was going to say, me and him kind of have an Instagram DM relationship where send him Instagram posts and he doesn't respond. But he puts a lot of like people, he's always DMing people and he's always putting it on his stories and stuff, like funny things. And sometimes people will send him a clip and then like if it's funny, he'll like just repost it, but like you're on there. So I was like, I always send him funny ass shit. I think it's funny, but he never responds. And I'm like, I feel like some of these you would really like. So
give me a chance. Just open up.
Just one or two.
I'll vouch for you on that, Colby. Listen. Now that I'm a big shot, I'll call Lil Duval. I got his phone number, and I'll be like, look, you got to give my friend Colby a chance.
And then when he asks you to go on his pod, you got to do it. This is your pod, dude. He's like, yeah, give him a chance.
But yeah, man, it was so much fun, and I'm very excited, and I'm excited that we're recording today because it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, I need to subscribe and go watch that.
I would appreciate it, or I could send you the link.
I'll subscribe.
Okay, good. I'm sure they'll appreciate. Dude, imagine if they get like an extra 100 Patreon subscribers because of my bump. Because everybody that I have talked to, they're like, when does it come out? Like, I want to watch it. You know, like that's.
You should have just said, yep, you gotta, subscribe, and then they'll be like, dude, he only has 70 viewers on his pod, but he got us 100. Like, yeah, we're already big, but. He's small, but he does numbers.
Dude, if everyone
that's pretty fucking impressive.
If everyone give him the $5 and 100 people subscribe, that's an extra $500 a month. I mean,
they'd have to have you on again.
That's a ROI, like, return on investment.
Yeah, get us on again, help us blow up our podcast, and then, well, I guess I was gonna say then we'll just give them back. But then it's the same people. See, this is why I'm not the brains of this podcast. This is why he does all this stuff.
I will say I'm very, very nervous that we're going to get a lot of fucking viewers on this episode.
And then get hate.
And they're not coming back for a part 2. Like
think about that.
They'll only watch this episode and be like, Colby, dude, our most recent episode got 8,000 views. And we're going to be like, what the fuck?
6,000 comments of you guys fucking suck. Why'd they have you on? You're cool. Your friend's a fucking loser.
They should have chose somebody else.
You gotta find somebody else to do the podcast with.
No, I don't think so. I'm riding it out with you.
Like, nah.
I put all of it on black.
Black was an interesting choice for that.
You want to be red?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'm more of a fucking...
God damn it, we just lost them. Lost them all.
Dude, it is hot as fuck. Like, yesterday was 93. Today, I think, is 91, but it's like probably already like 80. And I'll tell you what, I'm wet. Oh, yeah. Dude, I've been having a bad habit, I think, for the last 2 weeks.
That might be completely frozen. It feels pretty much completely frozen.
I think so. If I pop it, is it going to do anything?
Yeah, don't do it. It's going to explode.
What do I do then?
I'll go get another beer.
The last, like, 2 weeks, I've been drinking, like, midday.
Yep.
All right, guys. So Jason's gone. Here's the deal. I don't know. Let's see. In the comments. Fuck, he's going to see this. I was going to say, you guys got to be in the comments. Just be like, Colby's the fucking funniest. He's the best. That way, Jason doesn't ditch me and leave me after his big shot successness. Big words. And then, yeah, you guys got to convince him that I'm worthy. I'm a useful, person to have on this podcast.
What did you just say?
Yeah, I started saying something. And I was like, shit, he's going to see this. I don't care. Those are cool, though. And I was like, all right, y'all. You got to be in the comments like, Colby's the funniest. He does so good on the podcast. That way Jason doesn't leave me behind after his big successness.
Dude,
big words.
I promise I'm not leaving nobody behind. If
I just like making those jokes.
I'm not blowing up even. Like, I'm not 100% confident. But if I were to blow up, I have said this from the jump when I started doing YouTube in like 2016. That's almost 10 years ago, by the way. So I've almost got my 10,000 hours.
Dude, it's going to be that 10-year mark.
Exactly. Everybody says, dude, you just got to keep fucking going. You just got to keep grinding it out.
And, like, you really do. Like, I've seen so many things, like, where I've gone back and I'm like, this isn't even, like, and, I mean, people will probably say this about us.
Oh,
like, it's not even the greatest podcast or, like, it's not even that good of content. But, like, they did it for so long. And then it was, like, almost at the 10-year mark, it blew up. They got famous, whether it was stand-ups, podcasters, musicians, whatever. And then they get good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now I like their stuff. And I'm like, maybe it's just because everyone else likes it. So I've also gone back and I'm like, no, that was shit. How did this how'd they get to this point? So I'm like, I have faith.
Dude, when
even if we're bad.
we got some stinkers out there.
Oh. Yeah, I'm being very nice when I say even if. Oh, fuck. It's like more like even if we're good.
I know that we've got some stinkers out there, but like you're saying, dude, you win some, you lose some. I hope that this one's good, and if it's not, come back for the next one, please.
We'll keep trying.
I said that though, even back then, like my main deal is like, I just want to blow up enough that literally all of us just do this instead of work. And like everyone will just become a character in my life. I mean, that's how I feel already. Like,
do you feel like a character? Like,
I feel this is so douchey. I feel like the main character.
Okay, yeah,
like
me too.
I feel like the main character, and I feel like everybody else is just like a NPC, like a non-playable character or whatever. But like, obviously, certain people are less NPC than others. But I truly see my life as a movie a lot of the times, especially when shit like that happens. When I just get flown out to New York. That's
pretty. Yeah.
Like, because
that's almost like when a crazy person gets like reaffirmed in their belief, and then they're like, "See," and it's like, well, you're crazy on everything else, but you were right on it.
Pretty much. Well, I started listening to those guys like way long ago. Like, I mean, I was very early on the Are You Garbage podcast. Like,
How long have they done it?
I think since 2021. It was sometime during the pandemic, and they used to do this thing called the Stereo app, where like you could talk to them.
I think I remember you telling me about this. I do remember you telling me about the Stereo app.
They would record, and then literally you could just like send in a message, like a voice message, and then they could play it on the show. And then they, and so I had asked them, I was like, are you garbage if you're sitting in a Starbucks stealing their Wi-Fi so you can upload your own podcast, And they like made fun of it for a little bit. They're like,
I remember
yeah,
that.
it's definitely garbage, but like you got to start somewhere, like do your thing pretty much. And from like that era of them, I was always like, I'm going to be on that show at some point in time. Like I'm going to make it on Are You Garbage?
That's pretty crazy.
And then the fact that
That's actually fucking crazy.
And then the fact that I actually made it on there, mind blown. You know what I mean? But I definitely just feel like this is a movie, right?
Well, yeah, and like I said, it just solidifies or like reinforces that like, no, like I said I was going to get on and I did. So I can do all this other shit.
Exactly.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Don't know when, but it's going to.
It's going to. It's going to work.
Too bad you don't like Rogan anymore.
I still like Rogan, and I say that, but not nearly as much. I will admit that. But I used to think the same thing about him all the time. I'm getting on that show, and then I never made it on Rogan so far. So
you swapped. You're like, well, fuck you then.
Yeah, I'm going on small. I got better chances with Are You Garbage?
So since the pandemic, like Rogan, Flagrant, Kill Tony was like really big, blew up even bigger. I think all three of those I was like watching or listening to before.
Yeah.
Watched them kind of blow up even bigger. Loved it the entire time. And then since the pandemic, I feel like it's on like a slow decline. We're like, they're not going anywhere. They're still amazing. They still do like, but it seems like not only me, but like in general, a lot of other people are just kind of like, I don't know, like caring less. Like, I don't know how I see it.
Yeah.
But I get like a feeling from it where like I'm looking at like kind of somewhat the content and then somewhat like the numbers and stuff. But it just seems like something kind of, and not obviously like, okay, COVID, there was nobody had anything to do. So they were all watching stuff. But that doesn't change. Like, it was still, I feel like, better then. Like the Kill Tony episodes, I feel like were almost every single one of them, beginning to end, I was like, this is funny.
Yeah.
Whether it was like bad or not. And then now I'm like, I don't know. Stuff just seemed like it was better during COVID.
Yeah, I kind of know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, I do feel like a lot of that is just, I don't know what it is. I feel like you kind of get your run, you know what I mean? Like, where it's like, okay, they're really big. And Kill Tony's still pretty good a lot of the times, but also like...
Oh, that's the one, like, out of everything, because I stopped watching Two Bears too. Like, I used to watch Two Bears, Flagrant, and Kill Tony fucking every week. I maybe wouldn't finish the episode, but I at least watch a good portion of it.
Yeah.
The only one I consistently still watch is Kill Tony.
Yeah. Have you seen, like, Crack Amico? Did I show this to you?
I'm familiar, but, like, I don't I know that word. I don't know what it is or what, but I do know it, only probably from you.
Well, he, like, and I don't know. I'm not trying to make beef here on our breakout episode, but yeah, he made this song called Two Bears, One Grave. Did I ever
Okay, never mind. I don't think I know what
and it has 400,000 views. And
Damn.
I feel like this was like kind of one of the main ones that like, I don't know, not like solidified it for me or anything, but like he kind of bodied them. And then like, so Crack Amico came from Legion of Skanks, right?
So is he a comedian?
I don't think so. Like he is, but he's not. Like I think he said that he's tried to do it a couple of times, but like was never that good at it. And I'm just speaking out my ass here because I can't fully remember, but I've heard him on like other podcasts and stuff.
It sounds super familiar.
But he came from Legion of Skanks. So Bert Kreischer was on Legion of Skanks one time, and they played this video for him.
Dude, it is so funny to me, and like. It's like 99% funny and 1% sad when I see people roasting Bert about him not being funny or like, just shit like that. And like it's funny, but at the same time, you like look at him, and you can tell he's taking it so personal. You feel like a little bad, and he is funny, but, it's still funny.
It's also funny to just like understand that like who gives a shit, you know what I mean? Like he's joking around, like, but okay, here you go. I mean, just goes in on him, dude.
And he doesn't make music?
This guy?
Yeah.
No, he does, but only
like those kind of songs.
Whoa, so
that's pretty fucking good.
He said that on an episode that I was listening to with him, and he was like, I was making real rap music. Nobody wanted to listen to it.
Okay.
I started making these, and they blew up. Like, look at this. I mean, he just go.
That's fucking phenomenal.
And so, but now, and we're pretty much towards the end of the public episode, so I think I can play you one more real fast. Do you want to see the Kill Tony one?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Well, this one actually was stuck in my head for a while because you just break it. It's all good.
Yep. I'm making noise on the fucking mic.
Well, first, I guess I should play this one because this one. It's like, why would you live in a town called Austin? Why would you? He made 2 Kill Tony ones. This one's called Arena Hack.
Arena Hack. What is that like?
It's a drunken
rhythm.
sailor.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, that is fucking. Those are some bars, dude. He does go in on these guys.
He goes in, dude. And for the record, this is only funny because he doesn't have a bowling night one yet. The second there's a bowling night one, I'm gonna cry in my room, but it is what it is.
Is that him?
Yeah.
sucking on a pussy. Young rabble rouser, I'm a killer, so don't push me. I got an Asian and I call him for some sookie. That open micer sass me, I'ma smack him on his tushy. Best not be crowd surfing, Robbie good when you're a rookie. Bitch better get the fuck up on my verse, you a bozo. Start him to your head and you gon' blow it like you Romo. Heard you in the wrestling, so the crack gon' cut a promo. You see a bitch, you dodge a Yoshinobu, Yama homo. That's a no-no, I'm the Gomo, watch me bang bang. We all embarrassed by the way you try to claim shame. Let's tell the truth, that man is shame, y'all in the same gang. Cause you the chick in his armor, you a pang dang. I'm out for a million, I'm any bitches like Bobby Brown, what a strange thing. Jeff Gordon, when the mic recording, when you leading the pack, never change lanes. I pop it like Copperfield, I see a woman like Akash, I'm a Copperfield. I'd rather be broke for the rest of my life than be dressing up like I was Dr. Phil. Adam Ray, sad and gay, more of an actor than Hathaway. Using stand up as a pathway. I honestly hope that you pass away. Man Shane, I still love you, it's a miracle you're not gay. Bring your asses back before it's too late. This retard, not a motherfucking genius. If he not on stage, then he's sucking on a penis. Joey, you a hack, I give a fuck about arenas. Tony, you a hack, I give a fuck about arenas. Stop, everybody stop.
Dude, Joe has so many, like, not even necessarily like memes, but just like clips you can just take.
I know.
Because he just does so much wild shit. Where he's doing that, he's like, oh my God. Or he's like, he's just always like so extra with this like response or whatever that it's just so nice. So many clips you can take.
Yeah, easily just be able to just whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Either way, those videos are insane, but they do make me laugh a little bit because it's my favorite thing.
Those are good.
I love comedians. Like I love the podcasting shit
And rapping.
and rap beefs especially.
And like roasting.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's
Combo.
everything all in one.
So he's like part of Legion of Skanks.
Well, so that's kind of how he blew up. Was from Legion of Skanks. But yeah, he's like friends with like, you know that guy that called you a homosexual, Drew Montana?
Yeah.
Like he was on his podcast recently. Like he's like friends with all of those guys and Naeem and like all of those guys.
Okay.
And Drew did say he'll come on the pod. I think I told you that.
You didn't. When did you ask him?
Yeah, when I was messaging him on like Cameo or
'Cause
whatever.
I was trying to think. Wasn't there? Was he the one that came to Portland? You were also trying to get? Because he looked. I think he looks like.
No, I think that was like Trevor Wallace.
Oh, they don't look like. I don't know who I'm thinking of.
I don't know either because I don't think he's ever been out this way. Because he said he was like, I'm coming to Portland in like the winter, I think, you know, and yeah, I'll come on the pod, you know, like, and I was like, fuck yes.
Yeah. I
But
got to meet the guy who called me a homo.
did we even talk about that?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, dude. What are you doing today?
Going over to my sister's to hang out with my mom and Grace and everybody.
When are you supposed to be going over there?
Just when this is done.
Okay. Dude, I just want to hang out all day. I've got so much podcasting in me right now. I got the fucking podcast god. Come on, hey.
I love you, but I allergic. So, goodbye.
Like, because I just have so much shit. Because, yeah, dude, I forgot to even talk about any of that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, they have no idea what we're even talking about. And nobody, I'm hoping that people are actually listening in this deep, but I don't know if they are, to be quite honest with you. But I wanted to use it as a clip anyway so I could post it because I thought it was hilarious. I got my mom 2 separate cameos. I got her a cameo from Drew Montana. I will say that as well. I was telling the guys about it, like the Are You Garbage guys, and I was like, you guys know Drew Montana? And he goes, yeah, he reminds me of you. And I was like, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I'm taking it as a compliment. But I was like, okay, it's my mom's birthday coming up. And so I got her a cameo for her birthday from Drew Montana. And I just told him, I was like, you could pretty much freestyle this, but make sure to add in that she needs to stop looking at Colby like that. And so they don't know that either. But Colby sent me this fucking ridiculous picture that I think no, probably not. I'm like, we could post it up on the Patreon.
If you want to put it up,
we can put it up on the Patreon.
I don't care.
I'm getting that NSFW fucking put back on Patreon though. If I do it, I think Colby sends me this picture in our suit. Dude, we didn't even get to talk about the wedding.
Oh yeah, shit.
So for the wedding, we were all wearing pink suits, and Colby gets his pink suit, and he hikes this fucker up to past his nipples. So and it's the thinnest Chinese fabric you've ever seen. So you just see his whole dick in the picture. And my mom one night is like, hey, what color are the suits again? And I zoom in on Colby's chest and I go, this is what color. Do not zoom out of this picture. And it's like telling a kid to not press the red button. Of course, she just immediately zooms out of the picture. And then she like zooms back in straight on your dick. And she's like, ew. And I'm like, Mom, that's gross. Don't look at Colby like that, you know? And so I told Drew Montana, I was like, you could freestyle the happy birthday thing, but pretty much you have to add that, like, she needs to stop looking at Colby like that. And so he sends back a video as RFK and, like, says all of this hilarious shit. And then at the very end, he's like, Colby is a homosexual man. Like,
that was so good, too, in that voice. He's a homosexual.
He's like, this is a wild gift to get your mom for her birthday. I hope he got you literally anything else, which I did.
I was going to ask if you did.
I got her another cameo from like these two gay guys from 90 Day Fiance, Kenny and Armando or something like that. And she loves them. And she's always like, oh my God, I would be such good friends with them in real life. Like she just like loves. So like, but what's hilarious is their cameo cost about 9 times more than Drew Montana's does. Theirs was about.
I was gonna ask, like, are cameos expensive?
Not if you're Drew Montana. It's like $10 for Drew Montana to do a minute and a half long cameo, and it was $90 for the two guys from 90 Day Fiance to do a 2-minute cameo. Theirs had music and shit though. They went hard.
They made a whole production.
Yeah, they made it like a 2.5 minute long video.
Because William Montgomery apparently does a bunch of them.
Yeah, he cranks those things out. I think his is like $40 or $50. That's the thing, dude. I mean, if you have enough people that actually want a cameo, that's a lot of money that you can just rake in off of cameo.
That was kind of what I was like thinking, because I know there's like a lot of different famous people that do it. So I'm like, is it like super expensive? Because why else would they be doing it?
It depends like who it is. Like, because there's like a hierarchy, you know, like from the TLC universe, there's like that show Seeking Sister Wives or whatever that my mom likes, and there's like 3 or 4 wives. It's a polygamy family, and each one of the wives charges more and more like as you get up the ladder, and then the husband is like $195. He's like such a douchebag too. He's the biggest tool I've ever seen.
That's so funny that like he's got multiple wives and they're kind of ranked. He's like, all right, you can hear from this one. All right, this one's a little better, a little more, but I'm the fucking king, so I'm the most expensive. I like that. Fuck quality.
Dude, it's just funny to me. And I mean, like at some point in time, I hope that me and you I would do cameos all day long. Would you rather install 2 storm doors or do fucking 20 cameos from your fucking couch?
I'd much rather talk to random people.
Yeah.
Or like make a video for random people.
That's the way I feel, man. We should start a cameo. Depending on how good we do after this episode. Dude, I'm really praying, man, and I really am. I'm hoping that tomorrow I wake up and there is a influx of people over to the podcast.
I think Grace has about as much faith as both of us combined.
Really?
Like, she is just so set on like, no, this is gonna work, and I like almost more so than me. And I'm like, it's a little odd, a little offsetting, because she's usually not that nice.
Not that supportive.
Yeah. Dude, I went golfing yesterday, and I swear to God, the fucking like whole world was going to blow up. And I was like, I haven't been golfing in like over a month. I just want to go for one morning. I'll be here the rest of the day. I've been here the rest of the week. Like, it's the one physical, healthy thing I like to do. And she was upset. And I was like, that's not very supportive. But then the podcast, she's like, fucking... probably because she's like, oh, if you make it, then you'll be home more to help me.
Exactly.
So she's like, yes,
I want
please. This.
Please blow up on the Patreon and you don't have to work again.
She won't hear me yell about money anymore. We don't have fucking money.
We don't have no money for that. Well... I feel like Grace has been, I only get one side of it, obviously. I feel like Grace has been greatly supportive. The fact that
Of
she's
the podcast, yeah.
the fact that the fact that she lets you still come over and do this podcast. I mean, mind you, for like 50 people, you know, and she's like,
for not a whole lot. She's like, what?
She's
It
like,
could work.
whatever, man. Like, you got to go drink beers and hang out with your buddy for 2.5 hours
of which.
and not make any money.
Yeah. Well, $4.
$4.
I don't see it, so
Yeah. Well,
my business partner's a thief.
for the record, I don't see any of it either because I'm subscribed to like 30 Patreons with our Patreon. So like, it still charges me every month. In my head, though, it is a little bit of like an advertisement because I like comment on all of the shit on there, and on our name it says Bowling Night Podcast. So like, I'm hoping that like somebody will be like
a really funny comment.
yeah, I'm hoping somebody is like, well, who's that? Oh, $2 a month. I'll fucking give them $2 a month. We don't even make $4 a month anymore. We only make $2.
Well, that's not even a McChicken each.
I know.
I don't think it was before either. Fucking inflation in McDonald's.
Well, and especially after they take
Dude.
out their fees, because like that's the thing is $4 is actually like $3
Oh yeah.
because Patreon takes a cut of that. They gotta wet their
About
beaks.
that. They got a what?
Wet their beaks.
Beaks. I heard knees. I was like, what the knees? Dude, speaking of inflation, I see those everywhere I go. There's a fucking Fred Meyer.
Oh my god, dude!
Those
They're all
fucking
on strike.
picketers are everywhere.
They're all on
I
strike
hate
again.
protesters and strikers. I don't care about your cause. You're a fucking loser. Like, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking loser. You're complaining about not being paid enough to stand and hand out fucking food. Dude, like, go get a real job then, you fucking loser.
I told Abby the same thing last night because we saw the picketers or whatever, and they're all on strike, and I was like,
unfair working conditions. I'm on a roof not tied off in 100 degrees. Suck my cock.
I know, but that's why you make a lot more money.
Yeah.
That's what I told Abby. I was like, listen, I don't even really give a shit, to be honest with you. Do whatever the fuck you want. But I don't think they get paid to be on strike, right?
I think they do.
Do they?
I think there's like if you're not there at the strike and you're not working, I think you can get in trouble. And so if you are striking, I think like you're supposed to be at work, but it's some like freedom or whatever, so they have to, I think, still pay you.
Yeah.
I
I
forget
told
how it works.
Abby, I was like,
time.
if I was unhappy with the amount of money I was making, there's no way in hell I would just go stand outside with a sign like, pay me more money. I would go find a different job, dude. Like,
they're not getting more than $3.
What do you mean?
Like if they're making $15 an hour and they're like, unfair. Okay, you might get 17 and then you're going to be happy with that. That's an extra $300 a month. Or like, it's not a lot.
That's what I was telling her. I'm
You're
like,
wasting so much time.
going.
But I guess they're not that smart. That's why they work there.
Well, like I told Abby, I was like, I'm not trying to be whatever, but like, it's supposed to be a like high school job or like right out of high school. Like, okay, I'm trying to figure out my life, you know, like
Or if you fucked up, then you start back over and then you go back through the fucking ladder.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was telling her. I was like, because I didn't think they got paid.
They might not. I think that they do.
Because if they don't, it's even crazier that it's like, I'm not getting paid enough money, so I'm not even going to go to work now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stand out here with a sign until somebody says they'll pay me $30 an hour to put groceries on the shelf. It's an important job. I'm glad that there's groceries on the shelves. Dude, I am. I'm
also
stoked.
Can't wait till the Tesla robots take over all these fucking idiots' jobs. Like, oh, and then they're going to be all fucking complaining, there's no jobs. They stole our jobs. Well, they wouldn't fucking steal them and create robots to fill your job if you did your fucking job.
If you didn't
But
go
you
on strike.
fuckers don't. Like, you sit on your phone and stock three items and then sit on your phone again.
Like when I worked at Joann's and I made like $12 an hour, I wasn't like, why do I only get paid $12 an hour to work at Joann's? And when I finally kind of felt like, damn, dude, I need to figure out how to make some more money. And that's another time that my life felt like a complete movie. I was doing my side stuff, putting stickers on the company I work for now, and they're just like, "Hey, do you want a job? It looks like you know how to read a tape measure." And it's like, just learn another skill. Learn how to read a tape measure, and I guarantee you can get like an entry construction job.
$25 an hour. You don't even need to know how to use a tape measure. If you can use a shovel or like move some stuff, 25. Like,
Yeah.
you're good.
And that's the thing is,
The bar is so fucking low.
it's not like that's an amazing job. And I don't know if they're starting you at 25, but I know for a fact anybody we're starting right now at the company I work at, we're pretty much starting them at $20 an hour.
I was going to say, there's $20 minimum in pretty much any labor, like any trade.
Exactly. And that's what I mean is like, okay, you're making like, and that's the thing is, I bet you those Fred Meyer's employees probably make like $18-20 an hour.
Yeah, I think so.
And then they're like, oh, it's unfair.
17
It's
maybe.
unfair wages. And it's like, well, just go get another job, man. Like,
Well, and then they're also getting, like, when you work there, they're all union. So
Yeah.
they're all getting healthcare
yes.
and dental.
But I do
and
think
fucking-
that takes a lot of their money out of their paycheck, if I'm not mistaken. I think they have to pay like a good amount of union fees. Or
They
whatever,
pay a
union
little bit, but
dues.
it is well worth it. Like, if you go, for me to go get healthcare, it's like $500+
A month?
being like self-employed and just getting it like not through work, not through anything. If you get it through work, like when I was with my dad, I paid like 150.
Yeah.
But if I paid by myself, it'd be like 500.
Yeah.
Because you get, with all the workers together, insurance, health, whatever it is, they give you a deal. The more like, if you have 50 employees, you get it at a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
So like, one, most people, like, yeah, I guess if you go into the trades, you'd get paid more and you probably wouldn't have the benefits. But like, then just get a second job and work, part-time, making good money, and then use this job for benefits. That's what so many people do.
That would
Teachers,
make sense. They all work at Fred Meyer.
no, a lot of teachers, like, they don't get paid great, but they get all their health care, their retirement, they get the summer off, and then they work a second job in the summer that makes fucking good money. Like,
Yeah.
whether it's a waitress or whatever, and they get a bunch of tips, which, dude, that shit, like, I didn't realize how much waiters and waitresses made.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. Because some nights, like, even like at Grace's sister Abby in Seaside, not a big town, not a lot of restaurants, not like Portland where you'd like expect this. She gets like $300 in tips a night.
Yeah.
Plus $15 an hour for 40 hours a week. She's bringing home, like, I think before tax, like $5,800 fresh out of high school.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
nuts
Yeah.
to make that much.
Dude, if you're like, I've often thought that, like, if you're friendly enough, like, I think a waiter or waitress is a very good job.
Yeah. So fucking.
And I did it. I mean, I was a busser. I was never a waiter. But
Yeah, go work at a restaurant on the fucking nights, a couple nights out of the week or on the weekend, and then fucking stop picketing, you fucking losers.
okay, we're at an hour and 15, and we're hating on fucking. We're punching down right now.
Fuck them. It's hard for me to punch down. I'm pretty fucking short. It's difficult.
We'll round it out, I guess, and maybe go over to the Patreon real fast.
I'm done.
You're good? Okay,
sir.
Cool. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope that this episode has a lot of fucking views on it after the Are You Garbage thing. That's for Sean. If you don't know about Sean, he's our only Patreon subscriber. He has a gay burping fetish for us.
Remember the comments.
All right. Please say mean shit all day long. Just don't downvote the video. You can upvote the video and then say the meanest thing you want in the comments. How about that? We'll make a deal here.
Oh, I was gonna say, that remind me. There's kind of like an unspoken agreement, and I've heard this somewhere else. Like, if you get paid a shitty amount, or like you don't get paid enough, like, part of the unspoken agreement is like you're not gonna be on task all the time.
Yeah.
You're gonna also take, you might take some Skittles here, a Monster there. Like, that's the perks of the job.
Yeah.
And kind of,
Dude, I'm hoping we blow up enough that I can just go to like a part-time shitty job.
Dude, I would love to blow up just enough where I can like not do construction and work like part-time as a waiter.
Yeah.
Because that I think would be really like, one, fun, 2, I think it'd help like kind of just talking to people, and like you're not allowed to be a spectator.
There's an open mic on my birthday. Are you gonna come with me at Helium?
September
3rd.
3rd. Fuck. Oh.
Are you out of town or something?
No, I should be good.
Yeah.
I have a job, but I got them confused. I'm not starting my big job till after, so I should be good.
Okay.
I'm down to go.
We should go. We should both sign up.
Oh God.
We'll both put first time down on it, even though it's not, so then we can actually get on the open mic.
Okay. So scary. I like for wanting to be a comedian or just like liking comedy and wanting to be around it. I'm like oddly
scared to go and do it.
And just like kind of hate public talking. Like I used to love attention.
Yeah.
Like I was a class clown. As much attention as I could get every single fucking class. And then at some point I was kind of like, ugh, like when everybody knows you and the dumb shit you say, there's a lot of flack that can come back. And so I kind of dialed down a lot. Now it's like, oh, well, fuck. Now I kind of want to do this. I got to dial it fucking back up.
That's
a learning curve.
Fuck the haters. Soda Toe.
What?
It's the Matt and Shane.
Soda Toe?
It's the Matt and Shane's secret podcast. It's Suck Our Dick to All of Our Haters.
But you said Soda Toe?
I think it's Suck Our Dick. So Sod, S-O-D. To, and they might have taken the T out of there. No, to our haters. Yeah, Soda Toe. 1 second. I have the sticker right here. Yeah. Suck our dick to all our enemies. That's what it is. All our enemies.
Soda Toe.
Soda Toe. Okay. Thank you guys very much. You can
Suck
check
our
us out
dicks.
on Suck Our Dicks. You can make it over to the Bowling Night Podcast Patreon. We would really appreciate it. You can now find it by just searching it because I took off the porn thing.
Yeah, I'm not taking my pants off anymore. Sorry, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.